Okay, welcome to a class on the accusative again, but we're going to look at pronouns in the accusative. Pronouns in English are words like me, you, I, he, she, but in the accusative, remember that accusative is very often the object of the verb, and so this is me, you, him, her, us, you, them. And notice that in English, you, the subject, and you, the object, are the same. And so that's quite confusing. So sometimes in English, when you say you need to translate it as t or v. Yeah, and yes, they've got two u's, just like the French, they've got tu and vous, t and v. Sometimes you need to use t and v, but sometimes you need to use tibia or vas. It all depends, is it the object or the subject of the verb? Yeah, so that's something I wanted to point out straight away. And we're going to look at these pronouns, accusative pronouns, in a very well-known sentence, which is Меня зовут Dave. Yeah, I think a lot of people learning Russian will already know how to say my name is or I am called. And I'm going to tell you what this actually says here, because I want you to understand the logic of Меня зовут Dave, because you might not understand the logic. Now, here we have all the pronouns in the nominative case. Я, ты, он, она, мы, вы, они. Yeah, all of those pronouns are in the nominative case, the subject case, the subjective case. So I, you, he, she, we, you, they. And yes, please notice that you and that you are exactly the same in English as the object form you. Yeah, we use you in the subject and in the object. Well, they don't. They have a difference, yeah, between ti and tibia and v and vas, okay? So not only have you got two u's in the subjective case, you've actually got four different words for you in Russian. Yeah, and that's a tricky topic that I want you to, right from the beginning, know about, because I think it will make it easier for you. Okay, now, you might just say, I am Dave. Yeah, I mean, it's true, isn't it? I am Dave. But in Russian, they don't really have a verb to be in the present tense. In the past tense, they do. They do have a was and a were, but they don't really have an am or an is or an are. So they just say, ya, Dave. And so that's a little bit easier for a start. You don't need to have a verb in every main clause. In English, you do. But in Russian, you don't. You just say, ya, Dave, ti, Yura, on, Seryoga, Anna, Irina. Please remember that Anna, the stress is on the A. I want you from the beginning to be pronouncing this word correctly. It's Anna. It's not Ona. Yeah? It's Anna. Anna. Anna, Irina, Moi, Liza и Masha, Вы, Frank и Jean, Ani, Ivan и Zhenya. Okay, so I'm just saying they are Ivan and Zhenya. You're speaking to a group, by the way. With this вы, you're always speaking to many people, or you're speaking to one person, but it's a very polite form. Okay, so that's the polite form, the вы, and it's also for many people when you're referring to you as a multiple group of people. T is singular, so it's for one person, and it's less formal. You know, you wouldn't use T with an older person that you're trying to be very polite to. You would use вы.
Здравствуйте, Дэйв.
Доброе утро.
Я приготовила для вас картинку с котами. Вы любите котов?
Да, очень, очень. У меня есть два кота.
А, как их зовут?
У меня есть мужской кот, да, у меня есть кот, и у меня есть кошка. Кота зовут Пушок, да, и кошка зовут кошку, да, кошку зовут, да, кошку зовут Морка.
У них русские имена.
Да, у меня русская жена, и она выбрала их имена, да, их имена.
Да, замечательно. У меня для вас задание. Найдите на этой картинке котов.
Хорошо. Так, я вижу 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Я вижу 9 котов.
10.
10
Их
котов,
10.
да? Да, сейчас вижу. Я вижу 10 котов. Так, первый, он спрятался под ковром.
Да, он под ковром.
Он под ковром.
Я вижу его хвост.
Да, точно. Я только вижу его хвост. Спасибо, хвост.